We have a trailer for Shazam! I didn't change. I do not have the touch or the power. But this is a DC comic book property, part of the DCEU, and it's the story of Billy Batson. He's a foster kid who gets brought into this family and gets the power of Shazam. Trailer shows all of it. I was really excited when I heard that they were making a Shazam movie because I read the Jahns Shazam arc, the New 52 one. I thought it was great. I didn't really care about Shazam before that, and I was like, that's actually a really compelling character. He kind of made Billy Batson a bit of a dick, a bit of a problem child, and so the arc is, hey, you have this power, so maybe you can be better. It doesn't look like, from the trailer at least, this movie's going that route. He looks like a pretty good kid, but he gets the power of Shazam from the wizard Shazam, played by that Guardians actor that was in that Guardians movie that one time, apparently. Guys, come on, it's Jaimin Hunsu. What, Blood Diamond counts for nothing? That's just weird. I see that a lot now. Whenever someone was in a Marvel movie, no matter what they've done before that, articles are always like, Marvel actor! Another conversation for another time, but point is, he's now Shazam. But Zachary Levi is perfect. He has a comedic, youthful charm to him. I don't know if his suit's padded, maybe he just got jacked up, but personality-wise, he's still a kid in an adult's body. I always thought The Rock would have been a good Shazam, but The Rock was cast as Black Adam, who's not in this movie, apparently. Maybe they're saving that big throwdown for the sequel if this movie does well. And that's what they really play up. They play up the fun time of this kid's like, I have superpowers now. I'm a big adult. And I had never even thought of the concept of, well, what superpowers do you have? It's like, I don't know. They just do some trial and error to find out what superpowers he has. This movie seems to commit to the fun that this movie can have, which is funny. That's one of the complaints from one corner of the internet. But one of the things I keep hearing in conversations, and I'm guilty of it too, I've said this, is I wish the DC movies were more fun. They don't have to necessarily lend themselves to that, but apparently they listen to it. It looks like this movie's a fun movie. I walked away from this trailer with a smile on my face, because that's the time-honored, all-unifying fantasy of every kid, every youth. I want to have superpowers. What superpowers would I have? What would I do if I had them? My friend and I used to imagine we had superpowers. You know, when we were younger, and by younger I mean yesterday. My favorite shot is just simply this one. That's legit. That's a legit Shazam shot. Not gonna lie, if I saw this kid walking with this costume dude, I'd think it was a little strange, especially when he's zapping phones. No one's like, do you have lightning powers, dude? But it doesn't matter. He doesn't need a mask. No one knows his identity. He's like, hey, I look like this. Don't worry. When I say Shazam, I'm gonna turn into a kid again, and you're definitely not gonna know who I am. Not gonna pose, not gonna posture. Don't know who this guy is. Well, the character, not the actor. I know the actor's Mark Strong. I just don't know who the character is. Maybe it's Sinestro. It's not. I know my comment section right now is blowing up like, it's this person. The trailer does such a good job at bringing me into the concept of this kid who gets superpowers, so he and his friends are just kind of figuring it out, maybe having a bit of fun. That's interesting enough. That sounds like Big. Like Big if it were a superhero movie. Now I'm waiting for Shazam and Lex Luthor to be on one of those big floor keyboard things. If there's not a big reference in this movie somewhere, I'd be baffled. Not saying it has to be. I'm just saying the opportunity lends itself. Maybe it's just too easy to take, so they won't. But I'm so interested in that element of it, I don't even care who the villain is. You can keep the villain small if you have a good introduction to the hero, and it looks like they might. From a trailer, from a couple minutes I've seen, which really could be edited any which way to show me that. But I'm looking forward to this. I still got to talk about the Aquaman trailer. I haven't even seen it. I just wanted to keep my eye on Shazam right now. But for Shazam, I'm really impressed. I think it's a movie that the DCEU really needs right now. So bring it on. Shazam! Damn it. And just to break tracks, and now we're gonna go over here because there's no way to transition this, but I saw a couple people in my last video wondering like, well, why didn't you say anything about Jon Schnepp? Jon Schnepp, who passed away? He passed away yesterday, which is why I didn't get my last video up yesterday. But the reason I haven't talked about it, aside from my Instagram post that I made about it, is I just don't want to talk about it. Because he wasn't an industry person to me. He was a dude I knew and I talked to, and I enjoyed spending time with him. So as I'm processing the fact that this person whose company I really enjoyed is no longer with us, I just don't want to talk about it right now, because in moments of grief, I don't want to just throw things out there and talk. I want to get in my own head and cry. But I will greatly fucking miss him. I did an Instagram post. Please take that as those are my thoughts. Schnepp would know who that villain was. He could correct me right now. He'd love these trailers that are coming out. Fuck. But appreciate your understanding and all that. So the Shazam trailer, have you seen it? What did you think about it? Whatever you thought, comment below, let me know. And as always, if you like what you've seen here and you want to see more, click right here to see more. And stay sweaty.